I know I'm talking to a lot of parents out there. And I bring that up because there's a certain way that kids will tell you that they want your attention without actually saying it. And of course, a lot of kids don't know how to say it because they don't know how to talk yet, right? So they communicate their ways and their wants and their desires through their actions. So sometimes kids be acting mad aggy and annoying, or they throwing toys at you or around you, or they're whining, or they'll hit you and run away, playful things like that. That is their secret sign, their secret language of showing that they want your attention without actually saying they want your attention. But as y'all know on this channel, I talk about understanding the mind of men, how we think, why we think the things we think, why we do the things we do. So I won't be talking about kids on today's episode. What I will be talking about is grown adult men. And I am not correlating children with grown men, but we all have similarities, and especially when it comes to communication, showing you want something without actually saying it. So I'm going to give y'all the reality, whether you like it or not, on the secret language of men who want your attention without actually saying it. So let's get to the first aspect of the secret language of adult men who want your attention without actually saying it. The first one is they will start a conversation about something that's important in your life or someone who is important in your life. Yo, how's your mom? How's she doing? She all right? Oh, all right, cool. Hey, how's your kid? I remember the last time we talked, you said that she wasn't feeling well. Your daughter, yeah. You said she wasn't feeling well. How is she now? She good? Oh, God bless. I'm happy to hear that. Okay, all right. How's your dog? Yo, I love your dog. If I had a dog, it would be your dog. Maybe we could share your dog. They will ask and inquire about someone or something that is important in your life. You know why? Because that thing means the most to you. More than most things. More than the average thing. And because it means so much to you, you are more likely to talk about this thing. You are going to elaborate on this thing. Show energy on this thing. Just think about this. When someone asks you about something you like a TV show, for me, that would be Succession or Game of Thrones. You ask me about that, two of some of my favorite shows, I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to spill the bucket. You're going to have to tell me to stop talking about this thing because it is one of my favorite shows. And because I love this thing, I have pleasure in talking about it. Therefore, that pleasure creates conversation with whomever is asking me about this show. And the same applies to you. A man who wants your attention is going to inquire about the things that's most important to you because it is going to have that same effect on you. You're going to want to talk now. You're not going to give him anything dry, no dry conversation, no short conversation because you love this thing or this person so much. That is an amazing icebreaker for a man, especially a man who is nervous or cautious about approaching you and trying to let you know that he wants your attention without saying it. All right, that's a prime example. Number 2, he jokes and teases more than the average person. Going back to kids, back to when we were younger. What was one of the things that we did around other kids when we liked them? Before we started to believe in cooties, we would tease them. We will poke them and run, hit them and laugh and run away. That was our way of telling another kid that we liked them, that we wanted their attention, that we wanted them to chase us too. Although it was a childish way because we were children, it still was an effective way because most times it worked. But grown people, more specifically grown men, do the same thing in a different way. So what we do is that we can't smack you and run and laugh away. We're going to jail if we do that. So we ain't doing that. But what we do is we joke. We tease, poke a little bit, verbally, of course, make you laugh, get you loosened up, get you comfortable. Men love joking and teasing because it opens you up. And it also shows a brighter side for him, a nice side for him, a friendly side, a funny side. I don't care what no one says. Women love funny men. It doesn't mean they want them because they're funny, but being funny is attractive. That is just human nature. And men know that. They understand that. So what they will do is try to joke and tease you, say a little insider here and there, make a remark or a comment on something that they notice about you, whether you walk funny or you bow-legged, something just to loosen you up. All right, so let's go to the third thing that men do when they want your attention without actually saying they want your attention, and that is they will eat up your space, a straight up space eater. And sometimes this is not intentional on a man's part. Sometimes it is unintentional, almost like he's subconsciously doing it. Like he's not trying to do this to make you feel uncomfortable or to make you feel awkward or unsafe. But a man knows the closer he is to a woman, the easier she is able to hear him, to feel his presence, to feel his warmth even. That's a real thing. That is science. The closer you are to the person, the more intimate the environment will become. It is nearly impossible to try to be intimate with someone from across the room. And yet it may be possible, but it is not as effective as being closer to that someone. Being intimate means being close. So they know if they're able to be in your space, if you give them permission to be in your space, you are giving them and granting them permission for a reason, because you are comfortable enough at least. Because you know you are not allowing someone in your space if you don't want that. Therefore, you will not grant that permission to them. But in their minds, when you do grant them that permission, it's a green light to them. It's go time. Now, that man is thinking like, wow, she likes me at least a little bit. She opened the door for me to be close enough to her to talk to her, for me to show her my attention. Now I got to take advantage of this. I got to capitalize on this. So a man who wants your attention may be a space eater. He's going to be in your vicinity, your proximity, because he knows the closer he is to you, the more likely his success will be with you. For most men, when it comes to mating or courting or approaching someone he likes, it is about the acquisition. It is about the capture. That man cannot capture anything unless he is close to it. It is just like a hunter. A hunter could shoot something from miles away or whatever distance, but eventually he has to come to that thing to capture his catch. The same thing applies. Now this one, the fourth thing that a man does when he wants your attention without actually saying it, is a funny one. And it is funny, especially when you see it from a distance or from afar. As y'all know, I am a people watcher. I love watching people, not in a creepy way, but I just love sitting down and just seeing how people interact with each other by themselves. You learn so much. And during my people watching lifetime, I've noticed that when a man wants a woman's attention without actually saying it, he over-explains things or he over-engages. So what a lot of men like to do when they want attention from a woman is over-explain, over-engage. They want to show what they know. They want to show the intelligence that they have. So they pour with it. You can ask them a simple question, right? And they'll give you a whole story, a whole autobiography, a whole novel on a simple question. And it will give you the whole shebang. Because not only do they want to show you what they know, but they are excited to talk to you. And sometimes they just can't control it. So when you come across a man that over-explains everything to you or over-engages with you, it can also be a nervous tick, a defense mechanism. Like they are nervous to have this conversation with you because they like you so much that they can overdo it. There is no in between. It is either shut down or go off. And in this case, they go off. Over-explaining, over-engaging, over-talking, just over. The floodgates are open. So that is an interesting one. And the final one that I'm going to give you, the final secret language of a man who wants your attention without actually saying he wants your attention, this one could be a little awkward sometimes, a little cringy even, is a man who overshows. Now, this shares the over theme as the last point, but it is totally different because the last point was about that man being in concert with you, right? Collaborating with you. It's a two-person game with that last point. This one is all him. He is overshowing. For example, I'll give you an example. I go to the gym a lot. Gym is life. And when our people watching the gym sometimes in between sets, and I see a man who wants a woman's attention, he will overshow. He'll start flexing, right? Start being a little extra, you know what I mean? Start, you know what I'm saying? Just doing a lot. He'll go to the dumbbell rack and try to pick up a dumbbell that he's never picked up in his whole entirety of life. Now he's risking his life to show you that he can lift this thing that is too dang on heavy. But he wants to show you, overshow you, his real strength. So after he overshows his one strenuous rep of these heavy behind dumbbells, he gets up and struggles to the dumbbell rack. He puts it down, heart pumping out of his rib cage, and he looks at you. Easy work, right? He's saying talking to himself, light work. But once she turns around, he's about to die and pass out because he used everything in his power and his life force to pick that too heavy dumbbell up to impress her, to overshow his ability. You know what I think about as I'm saying this and I'm thinking about this, we are not too different from animals. Animals do the same thing in mating season. Peacocks fluff and billow their beautiful and vibrant feathers to catch the attention of a possible mate. Two big muscular lions will fight it out to take over someone's pride or group of lion. It is all about overshowing. And human men don't think too differently from animals. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Y'all know I love talking about the language of saying nothing. Body language, secret language, because sometimes and most times it is just as important as actually saying things. And I want y'all to notice this as my goal. on this channel is to understand the mind of decent men, good men. And I hope I was able to help a little bit today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on my next video. Peace and blessings. Goodbye.